الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا خرج الرجل من بيته فقال بسم الله توكلت على الله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله يقال له كفيت ووقيت وهديت. كفيت وقيت هديت. This hadith is valuable, and every one of us uses it or should use it daily. Every time the Prophet ﷺ said, a person, any person, leaves the home, as soon as you leave, you say the following. Not when you get in your car, when you leave the door. That's the difference when it comes to dua. You do it where it says you need to do it. And that's the meaning of really remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he said, you say Bismillah, you start by saying Bismillah. Anytime you start anything, you bless it by saying Bismillah. When you say Bismillah, it's like saying Abda'u Bismillah. I start by saying Bismillah. And that is for the blessing and the barakah. لا حول ولا قوة أو توكلت على الله. بسم الله توكلت على الله. توكلت على الله means I deputized all my affairs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything that's going to happen now, I'm putting it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will take care of it. And what better protection and guidance that you can get when you have all your affairs, you give it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you confirm and affirm by saying La hawla wa la quwwa illa billah. I cannot leave the house. I don't have the ability to change my situation from inside the house to outside the house. And I have no power to do so, even if I wanted to do so, without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you give your affairs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then you said, oh Allah, without you, I cannot do anything or change anything. I have no ability, no power without your help. That's why you started with this dua. يقال له, it could be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, or an angel says, Kufit, you're sufficed, you're well taken care of. Wuqit, protected from the things that might harm you and you don't know it. And we'll tell you where that comes. Wahudit, and you're guided. You're guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to say this dua. Definitely this is guidance. This is what we say tawfiq. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him say it and did not make him say it? That's a question. When you get to the car, I told my wife, and she said the dua, and I said, you know, what counts is when I close the door. How come I don't remember it there? Why I remembered it in the car? Because when I got in the car, I wanted to make the dua for the car. I remember leaving the house. So I said the dua for leaving the house, and I was wondering, I said, do you think that would be accepted? Think about it. Can I do the dua for the house when I'm in the car? You might say, yeah, because you forgot. But I might tell you, I need a proof for that. Because Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told me when I start the food to say Bismillah. But if I don't say Bismillah, what do? I remember later, You say Bismillah wa akhirih, which means there is a proof. If I forget, you do. Is there a proof for the one leaving the house if you forget? You say something? No. That's where it makes me more keen on remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exactly when things are taking place. Yani, you might say, oh, there's no harm in it. My point is not harm or no harm. My point is I want the full reward. And the full reward, إِذَا خَرَجَ الرَّجُلُ مِنْ بَيْتِهِ, when the man leaves his house. You do it immediately then. Hudit kufit wukit. You are protected, and you are protected from the hidden things. And the example for that is there's a part that says, like, if a shaitan wants to come and whisper to you or misguide you, another shaitan tells him, كيف بك برجل هدي ووقي وكفي. The shaitan tells the other shaitan, what are you going to do with the guy that he is guided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he is protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he is sufficed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? You have no power over him. Get out of here. So the part that it says you're protected from the hidden of the shaitan, the plans of the shaitan, how he's going to deviate you. You're protected from that too. So you're protected from evident harm and hidden plans or harms by shaitan or by other people. Because when you leave, you are guided. You started with the dua, and you will be guided in your affairs of the day because you put it in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you think about how short and how small this dua is, and how many of us forget doing that, you would think, or you would know why we are in ghafla. Bismillah, tawakkaltu ala Allah, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Bismillah, tawakkaltu ala Allah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Say it, understand the meaning of it, do it in the right time, and enjoy your day. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.